Tokyo still sticking to that phased reopening despite the pickup in cases.
Yeah, Japanese authorities, remember, they had anticipated an increase in cases, albeit small, when the emergency was lifted nationwide. And so while an alert was triggered in Tokyo after the case count rose by 34 on Tuesday, that's the biggest jump in over 3 weeks, the governor maintains that it does not mean an imminent change in reopening plans after the city began phase 2 on Monday, which includes students going back to school. But Governor Koike is calling on residents to rein in nightlife activity, with many cases over the past week coming from clubbing districts in Tokyo. Now, over in South Korea, some 1.8 million students are expected to return to school, while there are ongoing concerns of a second wave in the Seoul metropolitan area, given the cluster of infections linked to nightclubs, a logistics center, and most recently, a small church in the western port city of Incheon. As of Tuesday, at least 45 cases have been linked to that church.
Right. In terms of what we're seeing in Hong Kong, Sophie, are there concerns that we're seeing new clusters and potentially the reopening being threatened?
Certainly, given the increase we've seen in cases, a small uptick, but still a concern. So 2 days shy of relaxing rules on Thursday, the government has decided to keep limits on public gatherings to 8 people and maintain curbs on F&B operations after the city's case count rose by 6 on Tuesday. Now, 4 of those were locally transmitted and linked to a cluster in a public housing estate that had been earlier flagged as a potential super spreader site by a microbiologist at Hong Kong University, who is also calling for more widespread testing in Hong Kong to better detect community infections. Currently, the city tests up to 2,000 people a day. Now, over in Indonesia, where testing has been low, there is a push to get activity up and running as millions lose their livelihoods. And so in West Java, the country's most populated province located near Jakarta, the lockdown is to be gradually eased for 15 cities, starting with places of worship in phase 1, offices, farms, and industrial sites in stage 2, public places like malls in stage 3, and finally schools and tourist activity to begin again in stage 4 for these cities in West Java.